Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a nice day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. Today, we're going to go over oil, natural gas, which is kind of combined, and solar. I'm adding solar because I think a bunch of money is going to be thrown at solar from all these stimulus packages around the world. And I mean trillions of dollars are going to be thrown at it. And I'm seeing that solar is trading very similar to oil and natural gas. So I think oil and natural gas are going to go far higher over the next couple of years. It is twofold based. I think that the supply side is jacked up. Investments are not going there. I think demand is still there. So we've got the supply-demand problems. I think that the dollar is going to go and be weaker over the next coming years. Those two things are going to push oil far higher, and natural gas. When those go higher, I think it's going to put alternative investments and put the heat on solar to ramp up even faster. Solar is not necessarily a direct replacement for oil and natural gas. So this is going to be a weird dynamic. I know they're going to try to push. This is the weird part. They're going to try to push for more solar. They're going to try to push for more electric vehicles. In doing so, they're going to push the demand for oil higher because you have to mine this stuff out of the ground. You have to get it somehow. And if that demand goes up for those minerals, it just means more oil demand. And natural gas, which in some areas is what we'll call it is, in America, I should say, there's some areas in some of these shales that I don't know if they're going to get the natural gas volumes that they were previously. And if investments being cut to a lot of these oil and natural gas areas, I think supply is going to come under pressure. If demand comes back, which we're seeing is coming back, and the supply side remains under pressure and investments aren't going there, that's going to create a weird dynamic where oil and natural gas could go a lot higher. And at the same time, renewables are getting all this money. Well, where are they going to get all their inputs? Where are all those materials coming from? They're going to have to mine it. What does mining use? Mining uses a lot of oil and electricity and energy. So I think it's a weird dynamic, but I'm going to try to capture all of this energy play and spread it out and try to get a little bit in everything. So let's jump into oil, natural gas, and solar. I'm going to start with West Texas Intermediate Crude, WTIC. This is the continuous contract. What we saw over here is a bullish engulfing. I think we're going to probably head higher here. We had a nice little pullback. This pullback created a massive pullback in some of our highly leveraged oil and natural gas companies. What I did is what I do. I don't get scared. I get aggressive when everyone else gets scared, and I buy more. So oil is looking good from the oil perspective of the contract. It looks like it wants to go higher with a bullish engulfing. Natural gas is also in ultra bull mode. Ever since 2021, we came up, little pullback, and we've been chugging higher here. And it seems like the more solar and wind that we put in, the more natural gas we use, because natural gas is the swing fuel. We could see natural gas move higher quite a bit. I've heard calls for $9 natural gas, or $8, about a doubling from where we are today. That is a dramatic move. I am holding on to my oil and natural gas investments because if I'm going to be paying that amount for my heating bills in the winter, I'm going to need those investments. Yes, that's going to be a big move higher. And I think inflation in a weaker dollar is going to be a tailwind for these. Here's SM Energy. This is one of my favorite leveraged. When I say leverage, it's a high debt company. And it's one of my favorite plays. And I'm just looking at this to see we got a nice, good support around this area. We were playing with it below it. The pullback contracted where the opening and closing prices were the same on these candlesticks, and we popped higher. It was almost like this stock was anticipating a move higher in oil at any point. And the buyers were stepping in here and accumulating it in this 14, 15 something dollar range to move it and push it higher. So I think we'll see what happens tomorrow if the momentum can continue, but I would say that over the next couple weeks, we're probably going to move higher. That's my take on it, especially if we have a weaker dollar. Centennial Development, here's one that I added in here when I saw this at about $4. It was $4 something that I added in. We moved on higher today, 9.16, looking very strong. Let's hope the momentum can continue. This is another very highly leveraged company. It is extremely volatile. If you guys get involved in this, get ready for some incredibly wild swings. We were up at around 750, went all the way back to $4. That is a big move for most people. And when oil and natural gas move higher, this thing's going to be incredibly volatile, and it will move a big amount. That's why I'm accumulating Centennial Development. And again, this is not financial advice. It's only education. You guys have to take responsibility for your own decisions. But you can watch this. I'm in it. I've been in it I'll disclose, I've been in it from down here. November, December timeframe is when I was buying. I bought September, October in some other companies. QEP, they got bought out by FANG. SM Energy, I was back there, but I bought this one because it was still down, and I bought a whole bunch in here. And I've been cost averaging in. I cost average in around 4. I cost average in again at 4. I do think this could go quite a bit higher. We got to break this downtrend line first. We have not broken it. We are still in a downtrend. But I'm buying a little bit. I'm sprinkling more money in. That's what I'm doing. Petroleum, nice bullish, engulfing, bullish, piercing, however you want to look at it. Popped higher. Looks like we're trying to break this downtrend. Let's break it. Get up over here. Does this mean that we're going to just fly on higher? Maybe, maybe not. We might have to do a little bit of basing out, create a pattern or something before launching higher, or maybe not. But I'm in it. I'm holding on. To disclose, I know some of you guys asked me, where did I buy? I bought in this area right here. I released it to the channel in this time frame as one of our cheetahs. And this is where I was buying, back in here. So here's Crew Energy, another one that I was talking about on the channel. I think we got in, I don't know, this is TO. I got in CWE, GF is the one I own. But I bought it back, I don't know, probably back here somewhere. And I've been holding on. 21% up day today. We came on back and popped higher. Are we going to continue higher? We'll see. I'm holding on. I'm not doing anything different. And I do like Crew Energy. It's up in Canada. Nice small little company. Tellurian, another one on the channel. I believe we got in at maybe $1.30 or something like that. I bought twice, 90 cents. And when I did it in here, $1.30 something. And then we popped higher. Came across, popped higher again, coming across. Looks like we could be wanting to move higher at some point here any second. And again, I'm just holding on. I'm not doing anything with my shares. I'm just holding on, guys. I'm not staring at this stuff and worrying. GTE, Grand Tier Energy, is coming across. I do own some GTE. I bought it back in 30-something cents or somewhere back here. But this thing still looks like it wants to base out some more. Needs more time, from what I can tell. Tetra Technologies, I bought this one at 50 cents. I bought I don't know if I bought a lot, but I bought some back here. There's a big bullish engulfing. There's a couple in a row. I bought it. I've been holding ever since. It came on back to 240 something. I like this pop higher. I like that it's leveraged to the move of oil. It is an oil service company. It is one of the most leveraged oil service company. It does have risk. And I'm riding it, and we'll see what happens. I'm just going to ride it higher. Here's TAN. We're switching over to some solar. TAN's the ETF. Again, we kind of topped out. Nice little pullback here. We're coming on up. I think we're about to head higher, I think. Hopefully. I said, start watching TAN if you guys want to. Cost average in slowly. That's what I did. And I would still be ready to cost average in. We have a bullish piercing and a bullish engulfing down here. We kind of came up and over. Sometimes they pull back almost to where they're at. If they're strong, they don't pull back as much, which I think this is pretty strong. We could see a nice big move higher here. Maybe even surpassing up here the 120s. Maybe we get, I don't know where we're going to go, but I've got a lot of money riding on TAN. I kind of juiced it up in here, and we'll see if we can ride back above 125, 125-ish, and put in, it looks like a fifth wave is what this kind of looks like to me, from Elliott Wave. We can head back up. I'll take out my original money and let the profits ride, because I have a very good chunk in there. Here's some of the individual companies in TAN. So this is SunPower. I dropped a little bit of money in SunPower. We got a nice bullish piercing here, bullish piercing, another bullish piercing here. I like the area down here. It looks like we're getting some strength. So I would be a cost averager in here for myself. You guys remember, this is not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Canadian Solar, another one. I think this is a good company. Nice little bullish piercing, bullish engulfing, kind of headed higher, was thwarted this move. Nice kind of black candlestick, came back down. We'll see if this thing can head higher. But momentum-wise, it is coming back down. We got to see the buyer step in here. But I'm watching it. BEEM Global, BEEM. This is a smaller company. It's been chopping sideways. I'm just watching this thing, looking for a downtrend break if we can get one. If we break, maybe I'll buy a little bit more, but I did cost average in a little bit down here. Sunworks, this guy is on steroids for how volatile this thing is. It is incredibly volatile. It went from $4 to $26 in no time. We're chopping sideways. We're doing the pullback mode. And I think soon I'm going to be watching this, and I want to see if we can get some support down here. Come back up. We might have a little bit more longer sideways movements, and then maybe this thing will give another launch like this, and I can ride it and put it into a free ride at some point. SOL is another one. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're SOL. But we moved higher. This is a big move, $5 to $32 in like a blink of an eye. And then we're coming on down. We're doing the pullback mode. Hopefully we can come to a bottom here at some point and head higher and break this downtrend. That's what I'm watching for. Daku New Energy Corp. Again, we're in pullback mode. This may last a little bit, a while longer, but it's on my watch list. Vestas Wind. I did buy some Vestas Wind. This is a wind company. Wind turbines coming on sideways. We kind of broke this downtrend line. We're heading on higher, and I bought some down here. I'm riding it higher. And then Gamesa, or Siemens Gamesa, moving on sideways. I'm looking for a downtrend break. Hoping that this thing can move, and I might buy some in this as well. Maybe. We'll see. I think there's a fee, and I don't like those fees. But some of these solar and wind, I don't know as much about. I'm doing more of the technical analysis. I'm hoping that it links up with the other energy companies like oil and natural gas. If we can get these things to move higher and I'm in them, I'm going to put them into free rides. And what that strategy is that I put a good, a chunk of money in. Let's say it doubles in price, and then I take my base money out and I let the profits ride forever. That's what a free ride is called. And if I put a good amount in, maybe I put a big chunk. I'm just going to make up a number, so it's very easy math. Let's say I put $100,000 in TAN ETF. It goes up 30%. I have a $30,000 profit. I'll let the $30,000 ride. I'll take the $100,000 out, and I'll protect that $100,000, and I'll say free ride with 30 and let it go. That's kind of my viewpoint on some of these. I did that with the REMX. We had a nice big pop. I was up 27 or 30%, somewhere in that range. I had a good profit. I let that profit ride, took the money out, and now I'm going to ride it in TAN. So I'm trying to build a portfolio of rare earth metals, a variety of stuff, of solar companies, of wind. And I know the money's going to go there from all these. stimulus packages. They're going to dump trillions on it. If that doesn't work, I have got the oil and natural gas, because that's what they're going to burn in the short to medium term. I think that if things don't go smooth, if we don't smoothly transition into a renewable world, we could see some huge disruptions in the oil side, which means very high oil prices. And I want to capture that. And what I mean by high, they could go pretty high. I don't want to try to put numbers on it. You probably think I'm crazy. But if we have the dynamic of lower dollar and a messed up supply, and the demand comes back, it's going to be a weird scenario where, you know, oil could go much, much higher than where we are today. And the valuations of a lot of these companies and the leverages that I have on it, you don't need a lot of money to be in it to make a lot of money. So hopefully that works out. If you guys are interested in this type of analysis, definitely subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.